So welcome everyone. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy Wednesday to sign up to the webinar throughout the previous weeks or today, and just taking the time to be here and, hopefully learn some valuable things about fitness. So for those of you guys that do not know me, my name is Ricky Perez. I'll introduce myself again in a second, but this is the Body Transformation Blueprint / masterclass / webinar, whatever you want to call it. I know we probably have a lot of people coming from different, all different, sides of fitness. So I just ask you to, be open-minded. If you think you know something, just still listen, and you never know what new stuff you're going to learn. But just keep an open mind, and I'll get through this in about an hour. So again, my name is Ricky Perez. I'm here to help you transform your body, and let's find out if this masterclass is right for you. All right, let's get it going. So who is this webinar for? So this webinar is designed for if you want to learn more, or you want to learn what to do to dramatically transform your body and start looking and feeling your best, then this webinar is for you. It's for you if you have no idea what you need to be doing as far as nutrition goes. If you need help on that, then there'll be valuable information in this webinar for you. So this webinar is for you. It's also for if you have no idea what you should be doing in the gym to see results. And if you are serious about transforming your body and you have no idea of where to go about it. Okay. I hear it a lot. People say, like, these are my goals. I just literally have no idea what to do. And it's totally understandable. So hopefully this clears up a lot of the confusion for you, and you're able to start channeling your focus on aspects of fitness that are going to move the needle for you. So let me quickly define body transformation real quick. So, if you're anyone with the following goals here: A, transform via weight loss. If you have a weight loss goal, this, everything you learn here will apply to that. If you have a lean bulk goal, if you're trying to gain weight, via muscle, this will apply to you as well. And yes, if your goal is to tone up, you are also in the right place. I hear this a lot too. I will have a great example of someone who, had the goal of toning up here throughout the webinar. But if you're here to like, hey, I'm not sure if I need to lose weight, I'm not sure if I need to gain weight, I kind of just want to tone up, you're in the right place. So who is this webinar not for? Let's quickly touch on who this is not for. So anyone that is not willing to strength train or work out, this webinar is probably not for you. Okay. Anyone not willing to track their nutrition, not for you. Anyone not willing to commit a minimum of 3 workout days per week, probably not for you. And anyone who is not 100% mentally committed to changing their body. Okay. I'm not saying you can't get results without tracking your nutrition. I'm not saying you can't get results, working out 2 days a week. I'm just saying the information I am teaching you in this webinar, it's not part of the blueprint to what I'm teaching you. Okay. So that's why it might not be for you. If it's not for you, don't panic. There's still going to be valuable information in here. Also, anyone that has if you have an unhealthy relationship with food, or if you've struggled with the eating disorder in the past, this webinar might not be for you. We're going to be talking about nutrition. We're going to be talking about calories and everything. So I just wanted forewarning in case we have anyone in here with those issues. So my promise to you throughout this webinar is I will deliver as much value as humanly possible in the next 60 minutes. Okay. I will share real life examples of how the methods you'll be learning today can work. Okay. These are not theories. This is all proof. Okay. These are examples. So you can be confident that I'm not saying in theory, right? Like, no, these are, real examples, real information, real data real strategies that you can apply to your life today to make progress. And I want to change the way that you view exercise and nutrition. I have exercise in quotations, and you will see why here in a couple slides. So in return, I ask you close all tabs on your computer or your laptop to avoid distractions. Turn your mobile phone off if you're not on your phone right now, and just really concentrate on the webinar. Again, if you have pen and paper, write things down. We'll go over questions on the end if you have questions. And just do your best to forget everything that you think you know about how to burn fat, how to gain muscle, and what it takes to look your best. Okay. Because there's a lot of misconceptions out there in the fitness industry. There's a lot of things that you may think is like religiously true that it's just false. Okay. Or, there's a lot of different things, and we can go over that. Okay. So today we will learn, hopefully a bunch of different things that you didn't know, but we're going to focus on a couple of things. So I'm going to go over the top 3 mistakes you're making that are keeping you from getting your dream body right now. Okay. We will go over those top 3 mistakes I see with a lot of people. Honestly, I could probably group 95% of people in these 3 categories. We'll learn why you may be exercising and eating healthy, but not seeing results, what to do instead that will get you burning fat and building muscle. And then I'll go over my step-by-step framework on how to burn fat, build muscle, and transform your body without a crazy fad diet or doing, 100 hours of cardio every day. Totally unnecessary, but I'll go over the framework that I've kind of walked my clients through that have led them to a lot of success. And then one last thing, make sure you stay until the very end for some exciting bonuses and surprises. I will answer questions on the end as well. So again, for those of you that do not know me, my name is Ricky Perez. I am the founder of PR Fitness Training. I have an exercise science degree from the Grand Valley State University. Go Lakers. I've been a certified personal trainer for 7 years. And most importantly, I've helped many young professionals transform their body and transform their lifestyle through strength training and learning how to eat correctly. Okay. And I have your blueprint to success if you are willing to do, what I'm teaching you throughout this webinar. So let's get into the other ones. But okay. So again, I'm super, super confident in this information. I really know how, really know my ways around fitness, but just like you, I started somewhere and it was not always like this. Okay. So, I can relate. I too used to wonder why it was not seeing results despite frequent exercise. I come from a distance runner background. I ran cross country and track at Grand Valley State. And, there's a difference between training your body to run as fast as you possibly can, and training and eating to look your best in the mirror or to lose weight or to gain muscle. Okay. They're two very different ways of training. So I can relate going through, the struggles and pains of being like, okay, I'm trying to get from point A to point B, but what the heck is going on? I think I'm doing what I need to be doing, but nothing's happening. And that's how a lot of people feel. So I can relate to that. I too used to lack seeing results despite eating healthy. And I'll go over why, eating healthy is in quotations. And I too I used to just completely overthink everything when it came to fitness and nutrition, just drove myself crazy. And this happens when you do not have the tools. Okay. So realize that it's totally normal when you are not totally sure what you should be focusing on in nutrition and in fitness, then you literally just overthink everything. And it's kind of it's a frustrating place to be. But it's totally natural. And as soon as you learn the tools, and hopefully this webinar will help you a lot, you'll start to realize what you should be focusing on, what is important to focus on. So this is why today I'm passionate about helping young professionals stop the frustration of not seeing results in the gym and start quickly transforming their body without the same pain, struggle, and hassle that I went through. Okay. I get this a lot. Oh, Ricky, you're successful. Well, whatever. It's going to take forever. Listen, there was a lot of years where I was just doing things wrong, which a lot of you guys may be doing. There's a lot of years that I'm not going to call them wasted years because I learned a lot and it benefited me moving forward. But I've definitely have perfected the way to, transform your body and see real changes in the mirror without it taking like years and years and years and years, which you'll see here in a second. So let's get to the mistakes. Okay. So, write these down because these are all important. And specifically, we'll talk about the top 3 mistakes that keep you looking the same and why it keeps you stuck. So mistake number 1 is you are exercising and you are not training. Okay. People like to use the words exercise and training interchangeably. They are 2 very different things. And when I say training, I don't mean necessarily like personal training with a personal trainer. you know, so this means that you have, when you're exercising, it means that you have no real plan of attack for your workout routine. Okay. And you're most likely just working out strictly to burn calories, which is only part of the equation. Okay. You do the same workouts and lift the same amount of weight over and over. You're probably focusing a lot of your time and efforts on cardio and focusing very little to maybe even zero on strength training. And you have no goals and no purpose. Okay. Very common place to be. Exercising. So exercising is obviously better than doing completely nothing. Okay. If you're just getting to the gym and you're like, hey, I don't know what to do, by all means, it's way better than you just sitting at home and doing nothing. But if you have real goals of transforming how you look in the mirror, you know, just doing whatever in the gym is not going to get you a dramatic progress. Okay. You need to train. You need to follow a systematic approach to training to get you to your goals. So first big mistake is you are exercising and not training. So what happens when you continue to make this mistake? Well, when you continue to exercise and not train, your body usually does not change very much. Okay. You'll see 0 to very little results. All right. And this is this is where a lot of the frustration comes, in fitness. People are like, hey, I'm going to the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week. And, I'm exercising like the doctors tell me to, and nothing's happening. And, this is just one reason why. What happens if you continue to exercise and not train? You will continue to waste your time working harder and not smarter, mostly due because you're focusing your efforts in the wrong parts of fitness. Okay. And you'll become very frustrated with yourself and burn out or quit working out altogether, which is totally common. And honestly, I don't blame people because, who wants to go to the gym every day and do this and this and this every day and get very minimal results? I can see how that can be very frustrating and just kind of wear on you. So what happens when you stop making these mistakes? Okay. What happens when you stop exercising and you start training your body to get to your fitness goals? Well, you start burning fat at a high level. Okay. You start doing workouts and exercises that are beneficial for fat loss. You start adding muscle. And I don't want to, this is kind of, I pick on the ladies a lot for this one, because a lot of times they say, oh, I don't want to look bulky. I don't want to look crazy huge. I promise you, ladies, you need to implement strength training into your routine. If you can look like The Rock in 3 days, you should be a professional bodybuilder. It's not going to happen. Okay. You need to build lean muscle. Building lean muscle through strength training is very, very important to transforming your body. Because you need, the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you are burning at rest, which is a very important aspect of fat loss. Okay. So strength training is important to add muscle. Oops, sorry. Miranda's coming up. And you start to develop strength gains, and these go hand in hand. When you're putting on lean muscle mass, you're getting stronger. And that's a good indication. If you're getting stronger, it's a good indication that you are lifting correctly and changing your body composition. And then you start training with a sense of purpose, and you begin to understand why you are taking the time to go to the gym. Okay. When you are just exercising and you have no plan of attack and you're just going to the gym to do whatever, it's super easy to wake up at 7 a.m. and say, screw this, I'm going back to bed, because you have no plan of attack. There's no regimen. It's just like, hey, I just need to go to the gym and burn calories. And that's not very motivating. When you're training, when you're following a structured training program to get you to your goals, your motivation level is higher, and you start understanding as you go why this is, why things are beneficial, because you start seeing results. And then you're like, okay, I'm not going to say you need to jump out of bed and be super excited, but you start understanding why you need to go to the gym and why it is beneficial. When you're just exercising and doing whatever and you don't have goals, it's super easy to skip out on workouts. It's super easy to just kind of get burnt out and, give up on it for a couple of weeks, months, whatever. So this is my first testimonial. This is Miranda. So Miranda is a good example of someone who stopped exercising and started training. And she's a great example because, I'll read you this first. So she said, I wasted a lot of time in the past trying to figure out what to do to get results. Ricky simplified the process and helped me quickly transform my body for my wedding. I can't thank Ricky enough for helping me lose weight and look my best for my special day. So Miranda is a good example because she's someone that knows, like, hey, most people know, like, hey, I should work out. So she had her wedding coming up and she's like, I need to start working out. And she doesn't know what to do. Just like most people, they're just, just exercising in the gym, not getting a lot of results from it. Talk to her, explain to her, hey, you need to follow a training program, you do this and this and that, and that's what's going to get you your goals. And for those of you that are like, hey, I don't have a whole lot of experience in the gym, you can ask Miranda how much experience she had with lifting weights, because it was very minimal to none. So she's just a great example of, you don't need a whole lot of experience to be successful at strength training and everything else that goes into training. So great job, Miranda. Miranda is a great example of someone who stopped exercising and started taking her fitness goals seriously and started training. And here's her before and after, and here's the side ones too. So number 2, so that was number 1. Okay, number 1 was you need to stop just mindlessly exercising. Let me touch on this a little bit more before I go on that. So when I say training, I mean you need to either talk to someone that knows a training program, or you need to figure out what is most beneficial, to the most beneficial way to train your body to get to your fitness goals. Now, I can't speak for everyone on this call because I'm not sure what everyone's goals is, but let me just sum it up as far as weight loss. A lot of times when people are just exercising, they don't know, they're focusing a lot of time on doing cardio. Okay. Cardio is fine. Your cardio is great and it is needed, but you need to prioritize strength training before cardio. Okay. If you want, the name of the game of changing how you look in the mirror is changing your body composition, which means changing what makes up your body. Okay. You need your body to be made up of less body fat and more lean muscle. And that's only achieved through structured strength training. Okay. By lifting weights. Okay. Cardio comes into play as well. You have to have that good balance of strength training and cardio. If you're only doing cardio, it can be very hard to make progress, because when you are doing cardio, you are burning calories, okay, which is beneficial, but you're not building lean muscle mass, which is highly necessary, for fat loss. And then, your nutrition and everything that I'll get to in a few could be off. And that's why people struggle with just only doing cardio. So, as far as number 1, you need to follow a structured strength program that's going to get you to your goals. And you're going to need to use cardio as a tool on top of that to further speed up calorie burn. Okay. So number 2 here, mistake number 2 is a big one. And honestly, this is, I can't stress this enough. Okay. Mistake number 2 is you do not track your nutrition. And just hear me out on this. I'll quickly touch on this on the end too. I don't expect anyone to track their nutrition for the rest of their life, and that's not what I'm talking about. But if you're serious about getting from point A to point B, you have to figure out what you're eating. Okay. You have to figure out what and how much you're eating. So if you're not tracking your nutrition, you have no idea how many calories you're eating per day or what makes up those calories. And for those of you that are not familiar with macronutrients, your macronutrients are what make up your daily calories. Okay. And your macros are your protein, carbs, and fats. Okay. The breakdown of protein, carbs, and fats is very, very important to your success in fitness. Okay. You can't have these all out of whack. And this is an individualized breakdown based on your activity level, your activity level, your height, your weight, and your goals. Okay. So the biggest thing, what moves the needle the most is figuring out what your nutritional needs are. You need to figure out how many calories are you burning per day. You can write this down. It's referred to as your total daily energy expenditure. How many calories are you burning that day? Okay. Now, once you find that number, it's very easy to find online. You can go to a TDEE calculator and get those numbers. But once you get, you're walking around blind if you don't know how many calories you're burning per day, because that's what you have to start working off of. So if you have no idea how many calories you're eating, most likely, and I hear this a lot, you say that you eat healthy, but what does that even mean? When someone tells me they eat healthy, and this is the thing a lot of my new clients say, one of the first questions I ask, hey, what's your nutrition look like? And they say, oh, I eat healthy. And I say, and then we got to dive a little deeper. Okay. That's great. But what does that mean? What does that mean to you? Are you tracking your calories? Do you know what your correct macronutrients are? And most of the time people don't know, which I don't expect you to know if you haven't really dug into it. And then what happens is when we start tracking their calories, they're like, oh, I actually eat like crap. And I'm not joking. That's like 90% of the time they answer. So it's a night and day difference. Week one, oh, I eat super healthy. All right, what does that mean? It doesn't really tell me anything. Let's track our calories. They track their calories. A week later, they're like, I didn't realize how bad I was eating. Okay. So that's just a perfect example. Second reason why you need to track your calories is you can eat healthy foods and still gain weight. Okay. I think, obviously most, I'm gonna hope most people know that, fast food, McDonald's, Burger King, all that obviously is not healthy, but you can still, the name of the game is calories in, calories out. So you can eat healthy foods. You can eat, bananas, whatever the food is. If you're eating too many calories, you're going to be gaining weight. Okay. Or, if you need to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. And if you don't know how many calories you're eating, then you're just walking around blind. So the calories you are consuming is just as, if not more, okay, if not more important than how you are burning them. Okay. I cannot stress enough how important nutrition is. You see it all the time, or at least I see it all the time. There's people that work their butt off in the gym. They have the training portion down. They're working hard. They're following a training program, but they're either eating like crap, or they're either severely overeating or they're severely undereating, and it's stopping their progress. Okay. Or causing the plateau or not getting progress at all. Okay. So you need to understand how important nutrition is. So that's mistake number 2. So what happens if you continue to keep making this mistake? Okay. What happens if you continue to not track your calories? Well, most likely, A, you will stay the same. Okay. Or B, you will continue to gain weight if that's what your problem is. Okay. And, right now, I think I just looked at this before, but right now, that before COVID, the average American was gaining like 2.5 pounds a year. And I think that's low. And now I think it's like 4 pounds a year, which I still think is low. And that is a lot. That's a lot of weight on a year to year. If you're gaining 4 pounds a year, fast forward 10 years, you've gained 40 pounds. That is a lot of weight. All right. And that is what frustrates me is a lot of times people are very, they push back a lot on tracking their nutrition, and they just want to, go with the flow whenever. And, what's eye-opening to me is like, that is what most people do. Most people just eat whatever that when they want. They don't take the time to learn their nutritional needs. And it's not a very hard process. You just have to take some time, learn how to correctly track your calories, learn what your caloric needs are, and you will start seeing progress very quickly. Okay. But for whatever reason, people just will never do it. And it drives me crazy because that's what people's problem is. It's so obvious. And, again, the average American is gaining 2 to 4 pounds a year. Is that what you want your life to, is that what sustainability looks like for you? Like most people think sustainability, like, oh, it's not sustainable to track your calories. Well, is it sustainable to gain 2 to 4 pounds a year? I hope your answer is no. So super important. What happens if you continue not track your calories? You continue to overthink, overstress, and overanalyze everything that you put into your body. All right. And this is a huge, huge problem, because when you're tracking your calories, you start to understand what's like super bad for you, what's kind of bad for you, what's not a big deal. But when you're not tracking calories, you have a slice of pizza and you're like, oh man, that was like, I'm screwed. I probably gained 10 pounds from that. That's just a super unhealthy way to think. And it's just totally unnecessary. Like, if you took the time to track your calories, you'd understand that not everything is that bad. And you'll know how to overcome, your hiccups along the way. And then also, you'll never know what you need to change or tweak to get closer to how you want to look, if you're not tracking your calories. So again, you're just basically walking around blind. Big pet peeve of mine with my clients: if progress is slow, if maybe we're going the wrong direction, we're like, okay, if we're gaining weight, we're obviously eating more calories than your maintenance calories. Okay. So let's take a look back at your food log. And if there's no data there, we have no idea where we're going wrong. Okay. So it's very easy. The more, in life, you want more data in everything, even outside of fitness. So like when you go back to look at your log and you don't have any data, then you're not sure what you need to change. You're not sure what you're eating too much of, what you're not eating enough of. So that's why it's so important that you need to track your calories, so you have like this data moving forward for yourself. And then keep in mind that this is true of everyone, even if you've nailed down mistake number one that I just talked about. So even if you're someone that's like, hey, mistake number one's done. I stopped exercising. I started following a structured training program made out for my goals. Even if you're training your body correctly, if you're not eating correctly, you're not going to see the results that you want to see. Okay. It's just plain and simple. That is how important nutrition is. In the name of the game, obviously, I don't know I can't speak for everyone on this, but and you can write this down if you have a weight loss goal, if you want to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit. You have to be eating less calories than you are consuming on a daily basis. And that's end of story. There's no debate. That is science. That is how it works. Okay. If on average you burn 2,000 calories a day, I'm just using this as an example, and on average you're eating 1,800 calories a day and you're burning 2,000 calories a day, then over time you will lose weight with consistency. Okay. If you're not losing weight, that means you are eating either 2,000 calories a day consistently. That's why you're staying the same weight. And if you're gaining weight, you're eating over 2,000 calories. And again, this 2,000 calories is just an example. Everyone has their own total daily energy expenditure. That's why it's so important to figure it out. So you know where you can go with your calories. Okay. So and this is why I send all my clients. This is how many calories you burn on average on a daily basis. Okay. So now if we're losing weight, we're eating under that. If you're gaining weight, we're consistently eating over that. Okay. It's a good measuring stick, and it's good for everyone to know that. And 9 out of 10 people probably don't know that. Okay. So it's something that very valuable information for you. Now what happens when you stop making this mistake? Okay. What happens when you start tracking your calories? Well, you'll start burning fat at a high rate if that's what your goal is. Okay. You'll start losing weight. You'll start burning fat at a high rate when you are consistently eating in a caloric deficit. You'll start realizing what and how much food you need to eat to look exactly how you want to. Okay. And this gives you start to gain confidence and peace of mind. Okay. This is key right here, because this is, one of my main goals for my clients. When you get good at tracking your calories and you start to understand, what you need to eat every day and how much, like the sky is the limit for you. You start understanding, okay, I need to eat this amount of calories if I want to look like this, if I want to lose weight. Okay. And that's like a great, people think it's a superpower. It's not a superpower. It's just math. Okay. Once you take time to figure that stuff out, you're super confident and you know exactly what you need to do. And a misconception with this is, oh, when I track my calories, it's going to be too stressful. No, it should be the opposite. You should, there's a learning curve at first, but once you get it down, you should be super confident. And now you're like, oh, well, I know exactly what I need to eat and exactly how I need to eat and how much. And I don't have to overstress about this because I know this is facts and I can get it done. And it's like a very great place to be with your health and with your fitness. Josh is up next. So here's another testimonial of Josh. Josh is the perfect example of what I just went over. So Josh finally figured out what and how much he should be eating. And then after that, the sky was the limit. Okay. And I'll show you more of his in a second. So he said, Ricky coached me up on the process of training and nutrition tracking, and it transformed my body and changed my life. So Josh is a perfect example because he had good, workout habits before this. And he was just someone that was like, hey, I don't really know how much I should be eating or whatever. And then as soon as he got his nutrition breakdown, he was very religious at following it, very, very consistent. And I could tell. And then the results literally just like skyrocketed within weeks. So this was just 7 weeks. Okay. He had to cut the last week short, but like, these results right here, I'm not going to say that these are like atypical results. Like this is what you can expect when you've nailed down your training and when you've nailed down your nutrition. The results come quick, and 7 weeks is like as fast as you're going to get from like an overnight success. I know everyone wants like, I want to take a pill and, lose 10 pounds overnight or, whatever. No, this is the secret pill. If you train your body correctly and you eat and you take the time to learn how to eat correctly, within a couple months, this was less than 2 months, you will dramatically change how you look in the mirror. And I'm sure if you ask Josh, he'd probably say as soon as like 2 weeks. I tell a lot of my clients, you're 2 weeks, you're 14 days of consistent training and consistent nutrition away from feeling like a completely different person. Okay. 14 days of consistent workouts and consistently hitting your nutrition breakdown. You're going to see huge progress in that. Fast forward 7 weeks and you can like look at results like this. All right. Now, it's, the process is simple. Will you do it? That is the question. Okay. That's always a question for people. So again, before I get into the third one, I just want to summarize. Number 2 is you do not track your nutrition. I highly recommend, to sum up number 2, I highly recommend you figure out what your total daily energy expenditure is. Okay. TDEE, that's what the initials are for it. And then you can work off that, or have somebody help you with your nutrition, because until you figure out how many calories you need to be eating per day, it's going to be very hard to make progress. Okay. Once you lock it down perfectly, like Josh said, then you literally are just off and running. Okay. I want to say it's like a cheat code, but it's not a cheat code. It's life. It's science. It's how it works. So mistake number 3, let's go over the third mistake that most people get wrong, is you have the wrong mindset surrounding fitness. Okay. Your mindset and where you choose to focus your time and energy will 100% determine your success or lack of success. All right. Most people consider working out to be a chore and something that you just have to do. Nobody says, hey, I get to go work out today. Everyone's like, I have to go to the gym today, or have to whatever. And that's best case scenario. Most times people are like, I'm not going to the gym. I have to go to the gym. I'm not going to go to the gym anymore. I'm just going to watch TV. You have the wrong mindset. This is the second point is really big. You focus a lot of time and energy comparing yourself to how others look. Okay. People in your friend group, people on Instagram. This is a huge, huge, huge issue. Okay. Major issue in fitness, because everyone's comparing themselves to other people. Do not compare your day 1 to other people's day 10s. You don't know other people's journey. You don't know other people's lives. Everyone has a different starting point. And I fall victim in it too, as well, especially on Instagram. It's, very easy to look at someone and be like, man, they look so good. Like, I work so hard and I still don't look like that. Like, what the heck? The main problem is you don't have any control over that. So there's no reason wasting your time getting down on yourself or comparing yourself to others, because everyone has their own journey. Okay. Your mission should be to do what you can control, which is training your body correctly and eating correctly for your goals. And that's all that's in your control. Okay. It's a waste of time worrying about what other people think, how other people look, whatever. And a lot of stuff on Instagram is just garbage to begin with. So don't fall in that trap. And then you consider the process of transforming your body to be nearly impossible or rocket science. And again, this is the thing that I try to get through to my clients. The process of transforming your body, whether it's losing weight, gaining weight, toning up, the process is very, very simple. It's a very simple process. Okay. That should not be confused with easy. Okay. The process is simple. I'm not saying that, training and eating correctly is an easy thing to do. If you don't have any experience with it, it can be a hard thing to do at first, but you need to lock it down, because it does get easier. You just have to get through that learning curve. Okay. But, it's not rocket science. It's a fairly simple process. And the reason why you probably think it's rocket science right now is just, you don't have the tools. You just don't understand the tools. So you don't, it's hard to put, 2 and 2 together, because you just don't fully understand everything. So that's why you need to fully understand how to train your body and what your correct nutritional breakdown is to be successful. And then the sky's the limit. So what happens if you continue to make this mistake? Well, you run the risk of never being able to focus on what truly gets you results in fitness. You're spending all your time, worrying about what other people think, doing this crazy ab routine that you saw on Instagram that, again, is better than doing nothing, but it's probably not getting you closer to your goals. Okay. Also, TikTok is a big problem as well. If you're using this stuff as motivation, that's fine. But, I love that people send me TikToks all the time and say, hey, Ricky, what do you think about this? The big problem with TikTok and Instagram is just a lot of things are just so out of context. You need to there are a lot of half truths. So it's like, a lot of times it's like, I don't even bother arguing it, because it's right and wrong at the same time. So you need to figure out what is right for you. Okay. I hope that made sense. But, so the second one is you get yourself stuck in the negativity surrounding fitness. Okay. And this can be really easy to do, especially if you're in that environment. If you're in the environment, your friends and family or whatever are very down, maybe they don't work out, they're very negative about fitness. They're like, oh, hey, I tried this diet routine. It didn't work. I did this fad thing. It didn't work. I went to the gym for a month straight and I didn't get any progress. It doesn't work. Like, don't fall into that negativity. Don't fall into that mental block of thinking that no matter what you do, you're not going to be successful, because, most people are doing things incorrectly, and that's why they're not getting results or getting very minimal results. So you just need to understand that there is a way to get really good results. You just need to take the time to figure out your training and figure out, dial in your nutrition. And the last one is you develop a poor relationship between yourself and fitness, which can lead to unhealthy tendencies. Okay. So, you want to have a healthy relationship with fitness. You want to have a healthy relationship with nutrition. Okay. So you do not want to fall down into these negativities. So what happens when you change your mindset? What happens when you stop having this negative mindset? Well, when you change your mindset, you start realizing that you get to work out and you have the privilege to transform your body. Okay. I don't want to get too mushy gushy on people, but I just want you guys to understand the privilege that we have. Like, the fact that you're sitting here in a webinar, learning about how you can transform your body, like, you just need to realize how much of a privilege it is, because, there's other places in the world. I know the United States is crazy right now, but there's other places in the world where people are not concerned about how they look. Okay. They have, that is way down the list of their concerns. They're trying to figure out, forget about, what food should I eat for fat loss. They're just like, hey, we just need to find food. So understand that, it is a privilege that the fact that you're able to take the time to learn and to dedicate, time and money to bettering your fitness is a privilege. And the second thing I want to say in that is that the fact that we have the tools to do this. At some point, somebody had to figure this all out. Like, at some point, nobody knew how to lose fat. Nobody knew that strength training would build muscle. Like, people were just basically figuring these things out. We have so much science and research and tools tools that you can use. The MyFitnessPal app to track your nutrition. We have fitness apps. Like, we have so many tools to better your health. You just need to start using them, or start, learning how to use them. Okay. So just realize that it is a privilege. And then you start focusing your time and energy on things that actually get you results. Okay. And breaking news, the things that actually get you results are the things that are in your control. Okay. What's in your control? Taking the time to figure out how to correctly train your body. That's in your control. Figuring out, your total daily energy expenditure, your correct macro breakdown for your goals. That's in your control. You can control how you train your body. You can control what you put into your body. That's what's going to move the needle. And then, once you've made this mindset shift, you start realizing that you are in charge and that you make the rules. Okay. Again, it's a very empowering place to be when you understand, all right, I understand how to train my body. I understand how to eat. I am in full control. It's not up to these mythical fitness gods. It's not up to my genetics. Like, there are plenty of people that are in really, really good shape that have quote unquote bad genetics. Okay. So don't let that just be a mental block for you. Oh, I have bad genetics. Most people don't have, bad genetics might hold you back from being like the best bodybuilder in the world, but it's not going to hold you back from, being an above average, fitness level. Okay. So don't let that be a mental block for you. It's not your genetics. It's not this or that. You just need to be working more efficiently. You need to take the time to learn what's going to move the needle for you. So Haley is up next here as a testimonial. And this is a really, really good one, because Haley, as far as mindset. So Haley changed her mindset from, I can't lose weight because I have a thyroid issue, to what can I do to overcome my issues and reach my weight loss goals? She said, Ricky has changed my entire outlook on working out. He's helped motivate me to continue setting and hitting goals. His 3-step process seriously works, and I would not be continuously transforming my body without him. 1,000% recommended. This isn't even an updated progress pic. I probably should have put the new one in there, but Haley has made great progress, and it's because she took the time to figure out how to train correctly, and she is consistent with her training and consistent with her nutrition. And this is she's a perfect example of mindset, because one of the first conversations Haley and I, ever had, right when she came on board as a client, she said, I have trouble losing weight because I have a thyroid issue. And, I hadn't had a huge amount of experience with thyroid stuff, but I was just like, basically I, did some more research, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, the rules still apply to you. Okay. The rules still apply if you eat correctly and you train correctly, you are going to lose weight. Okay. If anything, the mentality around your thyroid issue should just motivate you to be even better with your nutrition, because you're burning, slightly less calories than the average person at rest throughout the day. Okay. And she like totally dug into that, and she works super hard. And I can't say enough nice things about her, because she's been super, super consistent with her training and her nutrition. And obviously you can see the outcome has been great so far. So great job to Haley. She could have easily said, oh, nothing I do in fitness is going to work because I have a thyroid issue, which is what a lot of people do. I'm not saying it's not a real issue, but what I'm saying is a lot of people have these issues here and there, and they just rule out that they can make any progress at all in fitness because of that issue. Okay. You need to change your mindset. You can do it. You just need to figure out, how you're going to go about it. So at this point, you might be wondering, okay, I know what I need to stop doing, but what do I need to start doing instead? Okay. I told you the 3 mistakes. You're exercising and not training. You are, why am I blanking here? You have the wrong mindset, and you're not tracking your nutrition. Okay. Those are the 3 big mistakes I see, 90% of people making. Okay. And you can get away with making those mistakes if you don't have, big goals for yourself. But I promise you, if you're not doing those correctly, it's going to be hard to even make any progress at all. Okay. Very little progress. So if you're serious about making big progress, you need to stop making those mistakes. So let me introduce my LPL framework real quick. The LPL framework is a 3-step method to transform your body without fad diets, cheesy ab routines, or all that other bull crap, doing hours of cardio. And what I'm about to share is the same framework that myself and my clients that you just saw have used to transform their body and get them to their fitness goals. Okay. Remember, this framework works for both of the following goals. And I forgot one of them, but for weight loss, lean bulk, and if you have the goal of toning up. Okay. The rules apply to all of these, just how you use the tools, how you use the essentials. You just have to tweak a little bit, and it'll make sense in a second. So LPL framework stands for learn, perfect, and lifestyle. All right. So step 1 is learning the essentials. And I kind of just outlined them. I outline the mistakes you're making is you're not doing the essentials. Okay. And first one is learning the essentials. So what does this mean? This is where you lay the groundwork and learn what is going to contribute to 99% of your eventual success. Okay. This is where you need to channel your time and efforts. And this is where you probably weren't channeling your time and efforts before. So 1, mindset and goal setting. From the very beginning, you need to learn, this thing. So from the very beginning, you have to have the right mindset. Okay. You need to flip that switch in your head from, hey, I kind of want to get in shape, or I kind of want to do this and this, to, all right, I want to do this and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. Okay. Because you got to have that mindset. Without the mindset, it's hard to be consistent. It's hard to show up at 7 a.m. to the gym. It's hard to track your calories. You have to flip the switch in your brain from, I kind of want it, to I really, really want it, and I'm going to take it serious. And, this is the best time of year to do it. Everyone is super motivated this time. Do not fall through the cracks and lose motivation. Motivation is high, buckle down. You have the right mindset, set a goal for yourself. 2 is learning. You need to learn how to train to reach your goals. Hint, weightlifting. Okay. Again, I touched on this before. If you're not following a structured weightlifting routine, and you have the goal of dramatically changing how you look in the mirror, you need to start weightlifting. Okay. Weightlifting is super important for for what I already went over it. You have to build lean muscle. I don't care if you don't want to, I'm not saying you need to be a bodybuilder. Okay. Lifting, people that lift weights are not, everyone that lifts weights doesn't want to be a bodybuilder. You need to strength train to transform your body. You need to strength train to change what your body is made up of. Again, you need more lean muscle and less body fat. And that is how you're going to change how you look in the mirror. Okay. You just can't lose fat. You need to lose fat and gain muscle. And, depending on what your goals are, ladies, again, you're not going to friggin' lift weights for 2-3 months and look like the Hulk. Okay. It's very hard to do. Very, very hard to do to add huge amount of muscle. And then you need to learn your correct nutritional breakdown for your goals and how to track these metrics. Okay. And the app I recommend to all my clients is the MyFitnessPal app. Okay. There's like 2 other good ones out there, but the one that I have the most experience with is the MyFitnessPal app. So if you do not already have the MyFitnessPal app, you should download it on your phone right now. And again, you need to figure out your total daily energy expenditure. You need to figure out how many calories you are burning on a daily basis, because then you can set your calories from there. If you need to lose weight, you need to be burning more calories, or sorry, well, you need, if you need to lose weight, you need to be eating less calories than what your maintenance calories are. So that's why it's important to figure that out. So step one is learn the essentials. Why is this important? The essentials you learn in step one right there is everything that you need to know and do to guarantee a successful body transformation. Okay. That is the secret sauce. People are jumping around. They want this secret ab routine or these fat loss pills, or like, hey, what foods can I eat that promote fat loss? No, the secret pill is the essentials. You have the right mindset. You are training, you're following a structured training program. So you're lifting weights and doing cardio on top of that if you need to. And almost most importantly, 1A and 1B is training and nutrition. And then you're eating correctly. Okay. That is the secret sauce. There is no other way around it. When you find success, when you transform your body, it's because you got the nutrition down, you got the training down, and you have the mindset down. And once you do this, you understand the ins and outs of all the essentials and how they directly benefit you. Okay. You understand why you need to have the right mindset, because if you don't have the right mindset, you're not consistent. You understand that you need to train your body correctly. If you're not training your body correctly and you're just doing cardio, you're not going to see the results you're seeing. You need to be working smarter and not harder in the gym. You need to be tracking your calories. If you're not tracking your calories, you're walking around blind and you have no idea how much you're eating, and you could just be sabotaging all the work that you're doing in the gym. So that is why it's important. What happens when you start doing this? You'll start to see real results, as I mentioned. Okay. You'll have that aha moment. And this is a great moment to see out of people. So you have that aha moment, and that's when things start to become crystal clear to you. Okay. And that's, the aha moment, like I'll touch on, like, people trying to get results in fitness. I told you, it seems like rocket science. And I just, I use this as an example with my clients a lot. If someone came up to you and they're like, hey, I need you to fly to the moon. And you'd be like, that's impossible. There's no freaking way I'm flying to the moon. I have no, how am I going to do that? It's literally impossible. And then someone rolls up and rolls a spaceship out to you, and they're like, hey, just press this button and it'll take you to path to the moon. You're going to be like, okay, I need to learn how to drive the spaceship, but now I understand that it's not impossible. I understand that there is a pathway to get there, to get to my goals. And it's no longer impossible. So I hope that makes sense. But again, when you don't have the tools, you have no idea, it seems super impossible. Once you gain the tools, once you gain the understanding, you're like, oh, this is actually a very obtainable thing to do. It's going to take some work, but it's definitely obtainable and definitely possible. And then once you have that aha moment, you will experience your first jolt of empowerment. You'll start to be like, okay, I am in charge now. It's not up to the fitness gods. I know that if I train my body like this and I eat like this, I'm going to get the results that I want. And as long as I'm consistent with it, I'm going to keep progressing. Okay. And you start to feel empowered. And okay, so let me tell you why most people won't take the time to learn the essentials. Okay. This is the biggest one. Most people are just not willing to take ownership in tracking their nutrition. Okay. And I think people just literally just don't even give it a chance. Like maybe they don't even download the MyFitnessPal app. But like the app makes it super, like if you never used the MyFitnessPal app, you literally just take your phone and you scan the barcode of the food you're going to eat. And then the calories and macros all pop up and just go into your log. It's super simple. It takes a couple of days to get used to it, but it's not rocket science. Okay. And for whatever reason, people, I don't know if they just don't totally understand how important nutrition is, but they just don't do it. They're just not willing to do it. They're willing to just like work their butt off in the gym all day and then eat like crap, or maybe not even eat like crap, just eat too much and not see results. Instead of taking the 1 or 2 weeks or a couple days it takes to download the app and start learning how to track nutrition. Okay. So that's the number one reason why people won't do it. Number two is they don't have the patience. Okay. I showed you what happened with Josh in just 7 weeks. Okay. 7 weeks in the grand scheme of things is not a very long time. Like 7 weeks is what, 50 days? I'm not very good at math. It's around 50 days. But like 7 weeks is not a long time. There's 52 weeks in a year. Like, 7 weeks is not a long time, and you'll see progress and success before that. So you just have to be patient. Being consistent over a prolonged period of time is when you're going to see results. outside distractions, whether they're from your family, whether they're from your friends, whether they're from the environment you're in. But outside distractions will get you off your game, get you, people, oh, you're tracking your nutrition. That's stupid. That's never going to work, or that's unhealthy. It's like, you let people derail you like that, it's hard to make progress. So you got to stay strong. You got to be motivated to do it. And then the last one kind of just goes with the patience one, but it's, most people just won't give themselves a chance to gain momentum. You got to gain momentum. You got to string some good weeks together. You can't just string 2 good days together. And again, I tell a lot of my clients, you're 14 days of consistent workouts and consistent nutrition away from just like feeling and looking like a totally different person. Okay. But you don't get there if you don't string, a couple good weeks together. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. You just have to build momentum, and you don't build momentum when you're on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, great. And then Thursday, Friday was crap. Saturday was crap. Sunday, I feel like, I'm all down on myself, but I'm back on it on Monday. Like, that's not how it works. You need to string a couple good weeks together. So the next testimonial is Zach. So Zach's a good example of this. So progress was slow at first for Zach. And this was mostly because when Zach first came on as an online client, either the gyms were closed or he didn't want to go to gyms. I don't remember what the deal was, but we weren't going to the gyms, or just doing body weight workouts. But he stuck with it and was patient and was able to add muscle mass, burn fat, and really lean out before his bachelor party. So why I'm using Zach as an example is progress was slow at first. And it basically came down to us just being like, hey, these body weight workouts are great for maintenance, but like for you to progress, we're going to have to start lifting weights. We're going to have to start getting in the gym. So we got into the gym and we started actually strength training. And then the results just started taking off from there. So obviously, and again, Zach is a good example of someone that like wants to tone up. If you look at Zach's before picture, Zach's not over. Zach, I wouldn't say he's overweight or anything like that, but he really toned up. He really leaned out. His shoulders added a lot of muscle. You can see his core. Like, he's a perfect example of someone that toned up. But where I was going with that is that he was patient, and, he could have gave up after week 2 or 3 and been like, whatever, this isn't working, but it takes time. It takes time to get in the rhythm. It takes time to figure things out, and then the results will come. Step 2. So that was step 1. So step 1 is learning the essentials, learning how to train your body, learning how to eat, learning to have the right mindset. Step 2 is perfecting the essentials. Okay. What does this mean? This means that this is where you start to get really good at the essentials, really good at your mindset, really good at your training, really good at your nutrition. Your initial questions and mistakes have been answered and cleaned up, and now it's time to really speed up progress. So the second step is when I see a lot of people start to make good progress. And this is where Josh laid in the week 7 would be within step 2. But that first month, when you're learning how to track your calories correctly, when you're learning how to train correctly, you're doing a lot of things wrong naturally because it's the first time you're doing things. So you work hard at it for a month, and then by, that 5-week mark, you've kind of got it down. You've kind of narrowed down what you want to eat, what you're going to eat, how you're going to train. And then once you get that, now you're really in a routine, and then the results start to skyrocket. Okay. And this is where, and don't let this trip you up. I don't expect you to be perfect, but this is where you perfect. This is where you essentially get better at your training, get better at your nutrition. And this is just going to further speed up results. So why is it important? What you did to get you here will not get you to the next level. Okay. You must continuously be getting better. So you must really take the first step serious, really learn the essentials. Because if you don't get them down, then you're not going to be speeding up progress in the second one, because you're still just trying to figure things out. So take it serious and learn during the first month, and then you'll really start to see results as you perfect the essentials over the second month. What happens when you start doing this? Again, progress really starts to take off. Less thinking and more doing. This is a big one. A lot of times, it wears on you. Learning how to track your calories, it wears on you. It gets easier the more practice you get, and it takes less mental willpower to get to the gym. Just part of your routine now. Tracking your calories, just another thing you do. It's not very stressful. And then your confidence starts to build. And then why most people won't do it, they're just not willing to eliminate what must be eliminated to take the next step. I'll give you an example of this. If, say you saw good results over the first month, but you still know that you're probably drinking too much alcohol or whatever it is. Well, in order to take the next step, you're going to have to realize that you're going to have to cut back on your alcohol. And if you're not willing to do this, then it's hard to take the next step. Okay. So you need to realize what got you to week 5 is not going to get you progress to week 8. All right. So there's going to be things, and this will have all my clients. All right, what are things that we can get better at? Because we're never doing anything perfect. What's something that we can get a little bit better at to speed up results? And then that's a good example of that. Another reason why is people will add distractions back into their life because they think they've made it. Okay. I'll use the opposite example now. So say you gave up alcohol, or you're really good with not drinking a lot of alcohol over the first month and you got great results. And then you kind of get sloppy with it and get lazy and you think, oh, I know how to do this. And you add a bunch of alcohol back in, that's going to slow your results or put you going in the opposite direction. The other one is commonly people will track their calories consistently for a month. They'll get great results. And then at the second month mark, they'll stop doing it because they think they understand everything and that they can just eyeball everything now. And then they'll go backwards because you can't. Like, it takes time. You're probably not going to get it down in a month. You need to understand that you need to, do it. If you want to transform your body in 90 days, ideally you're able to track your calories throughout 90 days. And then the third one is, if you're not going to make success in step 2, if you just never took step 1 serious. Okay. If by the 5 week mark, you still don't understand why nutrition is important for you, or you're still just doing whatever you want in the gym and you're not training, then you're not going to speed up results because you probably, didn't make great results to begin with. And then the third step, okay. First step was learning the essentials. Second step was perfecting the essentials. The third step over the last month, going into your 90 days, is lifestyling the essentials. What does it mean? It means making the conscious effort to make this lifestyle change permanent. Okay. You got to go in with more of the same mentality. Okay. More of the same. Got to consistently work out. Got to consistently track my calories and push to the finish, and then evaluate and repeat. If you saw great results, that's great. You still need to get through that 90-day mark. Why this is important is, I believe it's been proven that it takes 60 days to develop a habit. Okay. So by this mark, by phase, so you got through step 1, you got through step 2, we're at the 60-day mark. Okay. If you can get through the next 30 days, it's going to, statistically, it's going to be a lot easier for you to continue to track your calories and continue to work out consistently, because now it's becoming a habit. Now it's second nature. And again, you're not constantly overthinking about how to do this. Tracking your calories is just something super easy to do now. So you need to get to that 90-day mark. That's super important. Once you get there, you can evaluate and repeat. And I'll go over. So why is the lifestyle part important? This is where the grind starts to wear on you. Okay. You've got through 2 months, but it seems like 2 years for some people. You just got to keep pushing through, get to 90 days, and things will get a lot more simple, and you're going to see great results. So keep your eyes on the prize and keep going. What happens when you start doing this? It starts to become clear what needs to be done to make this a lifestyle change. Okay. Your mindset changes from this is temporary to I understand how this can be long-term, and the essentials start to become part of life. Now, this is what I want to touch on here. When you get through 90 days, I mentioned earlier, I don't expect everyone to track their calories the rest of their life. If you want to keep continuing tracking your calories after the 90-day mark, that is perfectly fine. But you need to figure out what is realistic for you. Okay. And by this point in time, you should have a good grasp on how much you need to eat and, to look how you want. So, moving forward, if you start sliding backwards, you start not looking great, that you can get right back on that calorie and macro breakdown and tone right back up right away over a couple of weeks. Okay. This is why it's super important to learn, take the time to learn this stuff. But the biggest thing with my clients at the end is we need to figure out what's realistic for you. Okay. Is continuing to track your calories realistic? If not, let's figure out another plan. Maybe, every month we lock back in, we track our calories for 2 weeks to get us back on track. Whatever it is, it's very independent, person to person. But you need to figure out how you can incorporate these essentials into your everyday lifestyle. And then why most people won't do it. They think they can continue to train, but stop monitoring their nutrition. Again, I put monitoring because you don't necessarily have to track the rest of your life, but you should somehow monitor. You can't just go back to just mindlessly eating whatever. They lose sight of what got them there in the first place, and then they have a drop in motivation. And this is super normal, especially when you're going hard at something for 90 days and you get to the 90-day mark, you're like, oh, okay, Like it's super normal to have a drop in motivation for, a week, maybe two, but you got to self-motivate yourself and get yourself back in track. And it starts by continuing to follow a training program. So you continue to have a reason to get to the gym and continuing to track your calories or monitor your calories. So I'm almost done here. How long has it been? It's been about an hour, not bad. So what have we learned so far? Well, we've learned that the top 3 mistakes that you are making in fitness, okay? We learned what to do instead with my Learn, Perfect, and Lifestyle framework. And we learned why transforming your body is not as hard as you think once you have the tools to succeed. Again, when you don't have the tools to succeed, when you don't know where to focus your time and efforts, it's super frustrating and you can feel like things are impossible. Once you have the tools, it starts becoming clear how possible it can be. So today you are here because 1, you want a step-by-step process that will help you achieve noticeable results in transforming your body. 2, you want to achieve the results in a timely manner. And I showed, all my clients there, those are all within a timely manner. Like, you shouldn't expect results overnight, but again, Josh saw some crazy results in 7 weeks. People have got good results, within the first couple of weeks. You just got to start somewhere and get on track. And, don't compare yourself to the others. It's not a race. Just take it one day at a time. And 3, you've been wanting to get started on transforming your body, but you have not been sure on how to do it or who to trust. Okay. And this is where I'll go in. I'll explain some other stuff too about training. So today I just want you to know, if you've been frustrated and you're not sure where to go, not sure where to look, whatever, I just want you to know today is a day, hopefully a lot of that information was beneficial for you. I will give you a chance to ask questions. I'll show you again how, or I'll explain in a second how you can ask, individual questions for me on a call if you need to. But today is a day, everything that I've shared with you today is not theory or ideas. I think I forgot now. I've shared with you today is not a theory or ideas. Okay. These are all the things that me and my clients have done to transform their body. Okay. Everything I showed you is not like, oh, we got lucky and did this or whatever. No, these are all, concrete evidence of what happens when you successfully train, when you successfully track your nutrition, and when you successfully have the right mindset. Okay. These are the results you can expect if you take it serious. And again, I don't have any special advantages or supernatural skills. It's just a system that works. The LPL system works. And if the people you saw in these testimonials can do it, you can too. Okay. So again, people look at all this stuff and they think it's, like this hoorah stuff. No, like it's just a system that works. You just have to trust in the process. So today you have 2 options. Option 1 is you can continue to stay the same, or option 2 is you can fast track your progress and transform your body with my LPL framework. Okay. You can take the time on your own to learn. Everyone is individualized. It would take me forever to give, there's not one perfect webinar for every single fitness goal. Okay. But if you take the time to learn the essentials, your training, your nutrition, your mindset, you will see great results. So option 2 is you can fast track your progress and transform your body with my LPL framework. So I wanted to introduce, a lot of people have asked me about my online, or when I'm going to open up my next online training program. So I want to introduce the Body Transformation Blueprint, which is my one-on-one VIP online coaching program for young professionals to transform their body in 90 days. Okay. So the same framework that I just went over with you, this is your blueprint to fitness success. I have it right here. It's not mythical. It's a very straightforward process. So what you get in the Body Transformation Blueprint is you get a customized training program, again, essential, customized nutrition breakdown, essential, and 10 modules. Actually, there's more than 10 modules with video lessons, and then also weekly one-on-one coaching calls. So a lot of people have been asking about this. So basically, I put together a course, it's basically everything I've learned in the past 7 years of being a certified personal trainer, and all the questions I get from my clients, put it into one course for you to learn. And then we will meet via Zoom one time a week for a coaching call. And that's when I can coach you. In the past, I was doing a lot of teaching on our coaching calls. It's just me teaching you this information. and then me coaching you on top of it. And it's a lot of information to consume in an hour. Okay. This is a much better way to learn the process. And then you're able to learn everything. And then when we are on our one-on-one calls, I'm able to coach you and not just reteach you what you've learned. Okay. With this, you have access to the PR Fitness app. You're going to get a grocery list, a macro-friendly meal ideas, healthy happy hour cheat sheet, and a lot more. All right. And again, I just wanted to go over, this is a module from the course. Phase 1, you're learning the essentials again. Phase 2, perfecting the essentials. And phase 3 is lifestyling the essentials. Okay. Little sneak peek in this, learn, perfect, lifestyle, your first month. So the first month we're locking down everything we need to get down. Okay. Not holding anything back from you. We'll go over your foundation, which is a little different depending on who you are. But then we're going to nail down your training. We're going to nail down your nutrition. We're going to nail down your mindset within the first month. And then, those are the essentials. Those are what's moving the needle for you. And then you just skyrockets from there. Okay. Then you start getting good at it. So what you'll achieve in the body transformation blueprint is obviously burn body fat. That's your goal, gain muscle, learn. And then these two are the most important things. These are what you can take on, outside of the program. Is most importantly, you're going to learn how to train your body correctly. Okay. Very essential. And you're going to learn how to eat for your goals. If you can learn how to do these things, then the sky's the limit. And again, you're empowered, and you moving forward, you'll know exactly how to train, exactly how to eat to look how you want. And it's not a superpower. It's just knowledge. You just need to take the time to learn it. Okay. You'll love how you look in the mirror, and you'll learn how to run the show. There's no there's no mythical fitness gods. It's you run the show. You determine how you eat. You determine how you train. You determine how you look. So sneak peek session 1 is the roadmap to fitness success. What you learn, the step-by-step process to your eventual body transformation in a more individualized manner towards you. The limiting beliefs that hold you back and how to overcome them, and the formula of how you can go from having zero experience in fitness to becoming an expert at your own training and nutrition. And that is my goal for all my clients, to become an expert within their own realm of fitness. Obviously, I don't expect anyone else to be able to teach other people how to make progress, but you should be an expert within your own fitness. You should know exactly how you need to train your body and how you need to eat to get to your results. Okay. And that is the ultimate power. 2 is obviously training. You go over exercise and training, or exercise versus training. We'll, dive in where you, based on your goals, where you need to be focusing your time and efforts within the gym. Okay. And then we'll, go over how to train your body to get the results you're looking for. And the third one, which is the one that everyone loves. This is the one that everyone asks you about, is nutrition. So you learn how to eat for your goals. Okay. How to successfully track your calories and macros, and where to focus your time and efforts within nutrition. I get a lot of questions about this because there's a lot of ins and outs. And this whole module 3 about nutrition is just all dedicated to everything. And there's a lot of questions I get of the same things that I've touched on and that I cover. So there is no questions moving forward. And if there is, I'm there with you every step of the way to coach you. I'm there, with you every single day. So let's go over what is the investment for those that are interested. So again, that's why I said a lot of people that were interested in my online training to attend this webinar. So what's the investment? The value of all of the prior one-on-one calls, tech support, worksheet, templates, workouts, video tutorials, and mini courses. If I sold all of those separately, I'm not kidding you, it'd probably be around $5,000, probably more than $5,000, because there is literally so much information that I put in this, and it's super helpful. The program itself is not going to be $5,000. So the regular investment for my online coaching, which is 3 months, is going to be $1,497. Okay. So that's going to be the regular price for this week. I'm taking $500 off of it. If you book a call, which I will explain the call in a second, if you book a fitness assessment call before January 11th, which I believe I got that right, is then I think it's next Wednesday or Thursday. So before January 11th. So if you book a call for your fit assessment before January 11th, and you will lock in the investment at $997, which is early bird pricing. And, next Thursday, it is going to go back to $1497, because that's what it usually is. And it would not be fair to the people that, take the leap this week and decide they want to change their body, for me to give you the same price next week down the road. Okay. So if you are interested, book a call. No one, I'm not going to let anyone buy anything after this. You need to book a call, and we need to make sure that this is going to work for you and that we're going to be right to work together. So book a call before the 11th and you'll lock in $997, or you can do a payment plan of $399 for 3 months. And then also bonus for this week as well is PR meals. So a lot of people ask me, in the past, hey, do you have meal plans? Do you have meal plans? This is the bonus, because for the longest time I said no, but I'm like, look, people, there's no universal meal plan for someone, which is why I didn't do it. But now I took the time to put meals together that are really handy for you to be able to just like look at and customize to your own macros that I break down for you. But that's what I'm doing. I'm throwing in the meal thing. So it's super helpful. So people have meals that they can look at and go off of. So what is the call for? So again, it's a risk-free call for us to discuss if and how my framework can apply to you. It's for people who are serious about results and don't want to waste any more time. Okay. If you're literally been thinking about this for a while and you're like, hey, I need to figure out how to change my body. Maybe you have a special event coming up or whatever the deal is. But if that's been you, this is time, book a call and, let's figure out, if this is going to work for you or not. The call is to identify the current gaps in your training and nutrition and to come up with a plan and to dive deeper on how I could help you transform your body and make sure we are a good fit for each other. So most important thing is to, make sure that we are a good fit. I do not want people in this program that I know it is not going to help. That will waste your time and that's going to waste my time. Okay. So we need to make sure the program is a good fit for you. We're a good fit for each other. I will put this link in the Zoom chat box here in a second, and it's the link to the schedule to book. But what we will talk about is where you're at now on your fitness journey, where you want to be on your fitness journey, and what's stopping you specifically from achieving your desired results for your body. I went over 3 mistakes. Maybe you're like, hey, I am making a different mistake. All right, we'll go over that and figure out, all right, and that'll be good for me. Maybe like, oh, okay, I never even thought about that mistake before. We'll go over, what's holding you back. And it'll be an honest assessment to see if the framework can apply to you and if you'll be a good fit for the program. Okay. If you are not a good fit for the program on this call, at a minimum, you will walk away with a solid action plan. Okay. So maybe you're on the fence right now. You're like, I don't really know if this will work for me. Or maybe you're like, I don't want to track my calories, so this isn't going to work for me. Book a call anyways. Let's talk about it. Let's go over what's holding you back. I'm able to answer more individualized questions. Maybe there's something with your nutrition that you're like, hey, I don't really understand that. I need Ricky to dive deeper on it. So even if you don't think you're a good fit, book a call and we'll see. This is a limited time. I do, I have a heavy in-person client load right now, and I do have online clients right now as well. So I do not have 1 million people to take on. Okay. I don't have I do have extra time, but I don't, I'm not trying to take on 1 million people. So it's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. If all the slots are gone, you can, DM me on Instagram at rickyperez.fit, and we can figure out a time to chat or figure out a time for you to start training if all the slots are done. And it's just a risk-free call to help you identify your blind spots. So I will put this in there and then you can book now. And then one more thing I wanted to touch on is, because I might get this question afterwards, people ask me a lot, hey, can you just send me my macro breakdown, or can you just send me the nutrition part of the body transformation blueprint? And, the answer is no, because as I just laid out for you, all these steps are important, all the essentials are important. And when I just give you a puzzle, one piece to the puzzle, it does not translate to success. I've done it in the past. People have said, hey, I'll pay you to break down my macros for me, or I'll pay you to do this. And I do it and I give it to them and they don't understand how to do it, or they're not training correctly or whatever. And they're just like, numbers on a piece of paper to them that are kind of meaningless when they're actually a really powerful tool. They just don't know how to use it. Okay. So no, I will not be just breaking up pieces of the program to send the people. Again, hopefully you understand how important it is to take the time to invest and learn all the essentials, not just one piece of the puzzle. So again, this week you can book call $997 or $399 for 3 months. And I'll go over more questions here on the end if you have them. So if you have any questions, you can let me know.